Battlefield 6 isn't just a game. It's a psychological endurance test disguised as entertainment. It's less of a shooter and more of a therapy session where explosions take the place of emotional honesty. Every match begins the same. You spawn into chaos, the sun's too bright, your squad mate's already dead, and your controller feels slightly judgmental. Somewhere in the distance, a tank sneezes. And just like that, you're back, locked in a cycle of digital reincarnation and poor decision-making. We tell ourselves we play for fun, but let's be honest. We play for validation, violence, and the fleeting illusion of control. Battlefield 6 is that one toxic X. Unpredictable, dramatic, occasionally brilliant, but every now and then you think, maybe this time they've changed. Spoiler, they haven't. I've been gaming long enough to remember when patches came on CDs and my internet made whale noises. I've seen metas rise, die, and come back wearing a different hat. And after 2 decades of online warfare and unpaid emotional damage, I've realized the truth. Victory doesn't belong to the talented. It belongs to the obsessed. This is not a tutorial, it's a sermon, a gospel for the hopeless, the caffeine-fueled, and the clinically tilted. So, grab a drink, lower your expectations, and prepare to learn why Battlefield 6 is the most beautiful train wreck ever engineered by human hands. Anyway, let's begin our descent into enlightenment. The first rule of Battlefield gunfights: movement equals death. Every time you sprint, slide, or hop like a sugar-high gremlin, the gods of spread and bloom smite you. Your crosshair doesn't lie. It grows. It blooms wider than your excuses. DICE calls this dispersion. I call it a cosmic joke told at your expense. You think you're spraying a target. In reality, your bullets are performing an interpretive dance around them. Listen carefully. Your weapon has anxiety. It needs reassurance, not chaos. Plant your feet. Tap fire. Breathe like a disappointed yoga instructor. This isn't Call of Duty. You can't just believe your way into accuracy. Battlefield requires discipline. The kind of discipline usually reserved for monks and people who wait for microwaves to finish beeping before opening the door. Now, you might have heard rumors of a bloom bug. Developers claim it's being patched soon. Sure, and I claim I'm going to the gym tomorrow. We both know that's a lie, told out of habit. For now, assume the bug isn't a bug. It's a lesson. Every shot you take carries the weight of your hubris. So, tap like a surgeon. Don't spray like a toddler with a hose. Because in Battlefield 6, accuracy isn't skill, it's moral virtue. And the game rewards purity of intent, right before it kills you with random splash damage from a helicopter you didn't hear. Anyway, that's just the warm-up. Let's get philosophical. Some people think Battlefield is about reflexes. Those people are wrong. Those people are also usually dead. Winning in this game isn't about who shoots first. It's about who's mastered the microscopic nonsense that no sane person would ever care about. ADS times, reload cancel windows, sprint to fire frames, weapon weight penalties that make absolutely no sense in a video game about respawning super soldiers. The great players aren't faster. They're pedantically efficient. They build advantages atom by atom. 1 extra millisecond of swap speed here, 1 reduced recoil pattern there. Tiny, invisible choices that stack up like debt you didn't know you had. You see them top the scoreboard and think, they've got good aim, number, they've got spreadsheets, they've got insomnia. They've spent nights testing muzzle attachments in private servers while whispering, for science. Each decimal of advantage is a brick in their empire of suffering. By the time the average player realizes what's happening, it's too late. They're in the respawn screen, philosophically questioning the existence of fairness. This is the Battlefield paradox. The more you understand, the less fun you have. But the more you win, and therefore, the less you care about fun. Congratulations, you've entered the meta-conscious state, the point where you no longer play for enjoyment, but for ideological dominance. You're not fighting enemies anymore. You're fighting imperfection itself. And here's the worst part, you'll never go back. Once you see the matrix of recoil patterns and animation delays, casual gaming becomes a distant memory, like childhood innocence or working Wi-Fi. Anyway, before your sanity starts to pixelate, let's talk about something grounding, habits. Because if mastery is madness, then routine is medication. Habits make or break players, not the obvious ones, not get headshots or play the objective. I'm talking about the small, filthy rituals that separate the statistically average from the clinically unhinged. Stop holding the trigger like it owes you money. You are not watering a lawn, you are conducting an execution. Tap, burst, control. 2 to 6 shots, pause, breathe, correct. Because if you spray, your bullets scatter like unpaid interns at 5 p.m. Stop moving while shooting. I don't care what TikTok said. Strafing mid-fight doesn't make you harder to hit. It makes you look like you're trying to dodge accountability. Move between bursts, not during them. You'll hit more shots, and more importantly, you'll stop embarrassing your bloodline. Smoke grenades are not decoration. They are salvation. Use them like you use excuses, sparingly, strategically, and with plausible deniability. Drop smoke to revive a teammate, cross open ground, or hide the fact that you missed every bullet in that duel. Never fight your class. If you're running a sniper on Assault, you're not innovating. You're crying for help. Each class in Battlefield 6 is a philosophy of death. Assault is chaos. Recon is detachment. Engineer is suffering. Support is quiet depression with a belt-fed gun. Pick your poison and drink deeply, but don't mix. That's how we got 2042. Beg for revives early and often. Don't lie there in martyrdom. Spam that request like your digital life depends on it, because it does. When you beg, you extend your timer, you give your squad a reason to care, and occasionally you make someone feel like a hero. That's good karma, Battlefield karma. Respect your attachments. If your suppressor says stealth, but you're glowing on the minimap like a rave invitation, that's on you. Every muzzle, grip, and scope changes how your gun feels, not just how it looks. You wouldn't wear clown shoes to a marathon, unless you're an influencer. Don't do it here either. Don't panic reload. Your magazine isn't empty, your soul is. Reload only when safe, not when scared. There's nothing more tragic than dying mid-animation, staring at your own incompetence in slow motion. Know when to quit the fight. Backing off isn't cowardice. It's survival with style. The respawn screen isn't therapy. Learn to disengage, reposition, and reappear like an emotionally unavailable ghost. Every habit you master adds up. Each one is a whisper of control in a universe designed for chaos. Individually, they mean nothing. Together, they make you terrifying. Because skill isn't flashy, it's boring. It's repetition, precision, and a deep personal hatred for missing shots. You ever notice how Battlefield is secretly a metaphor for life? You spawn randomly, run toward objectives you don't fully understand, die to forces beyond your control, and somehow think, yeah, that's on me. Every death is a lesson in humility. Every win a temporary illusion. We're all just players pretending we matter on a map that'll reset in 25 minutes. But the beauty of it, the strange poetry, is that we keep going. Not because we believe we'll win, but because we need to believe someone will. That's what makes Battlefield special. It's not the graphics or the weapons or the sound of mortars echoing like bad memories. It's the shared delusion that if we just coordinate for 5 seconds, we can make sense of chaos. And that, dear viewer, is the most human lie of all. Now that you've learned to survive, barely, it's time to pick a class and start dying with style. Each role in Battlefield 6 represents a different flavor of self-destruction. Assault charges into oblivion. Recon stares at it from afar. Engineer fixes it. Support resupplies it. You'll love one, hate another, and secretly pretend you're above it all. But you're not. None of us are. Anyway, let's break down the personalities of pain, starting with the ADHD messiah himself, the Assault class. The Assault class is a medical anomaly. These players don't run into danger. They accelerate toward it like moths sprinting into a jet turbine. Their specialty? Being first to die and first to respawn. They're humanity's answer to the question, what if courage had no sense of self-preservation? Using Assault with an AR gives you faster draw times, quicker sprint to fire, and the haunting knowledge that you'll always be slightly too early to the objective. You capture flags faster, arm MCOMs faster, and die faster. A holy trinity of kinetic suffering. When played properly, Assault isn't about kills, it's about momentum. You are chaos distilled into human form. You don't flank, you erupt. Think of it this way. Assault players are like caffeine personified, useful in small doses, horrifying in excess, and yet somehow absolutely essential to civilization. Every team needs one, preferably not two, because 2 assaults in one squad is just Darwinism in real time. The Recon, the philosopher's class, the thinker. Also the reason you got sniped crossing the road from 300 meters away. Recons live on a separate moral plane, detached from objectives, yet smugly convinced they're providing overwatch. They sit on hills, breathing slowly, imagining themselves as the protagonist of a tragic war movie while their teammates are busy committing group therapy in a trench. But make no mistake, when played right, Recon is divine precision. You get reduced sway, faster rechambering, steadier aim, and an unearned sense of superiority that radiates like static. You can hold your breath for 12 straight seconds, longer than most Battlefield friendships last. And when you fire, it's poetry. A single shot, one clean kill, and a quiet mutter of skill issue under your breath. Spotting enemies automatically makes you your team's reluctant savior. For once, people actually benefit from your existence. You are the map's nervous system, sending glowing red signals of incoming pain. But here's the tragic irony. You'll never see the people you help. They'll never thank you. You'll die alone, unseen, unappreciated, but accurate. And isn't that the essence of art? If Assault is chaos and Recon is detachment, Engineer is pure, unfiltered practicality. You don't fight wars, you maintain them. Your tool, the repair torch, your weapon, a middle finger aimed squarely at entropy. Engineers have improved hipfire with SMGs and take less damage near vehicles. You are Battlefield's mechanic, medic, and part-time pyromaniac. When a tank explodes, you're already halfway there, welding it back together like a drunk surgeon operating on a war crime. You are the unthanked backbone of every match. Assault gets the glory, Recon gets the clips, support gets the pity. You get the satisfaction of knowing your work is invisible, but vital. And there's one more hidden perk. If you're repairing a vehicle, no one else can enter it. That's right, you legally own the tank until you decide otherwise. You're not just fixing it, you're gatekeeping it. You're also the only one who can make SMGs feel like laser beams. Tight spread, fast handling. It's like hip-firing a philosophy degree. Reckless, but surprisingly accurate. Engineers are the blue-collar philosophers of the battlefield. Working-class thinkers with wrenches instead of wisdom, holding civilization together, one busted tread at a time. You'll die in the mud, sure, but you'll die relevant. Support is the quiet power fantasy of people who don't need attention. You don't seek glory, you manufacture it for everyone else. Your weapon? The LMG, heavy, loyal, and completely unapologetic. You get faster aim down sight, no sprint penalty, and the ability to suppress reality itself. While everyone else sprints into chaos, you move like a force of nature, slow, steady, statistically inevitable. Your bullets don't kill, they convince. They whisper to enemies, go prone, rethink your life choices. And here's the trick. That speed boost, it's not about running faster, it's about never stopping. You maintain baseline sprint even while lugging a gun big enough to qualify as a war crime. Support is the quiet power fantasy of people who don't need attention. You don't seek glory, you manufacture it for everyone else. Your weapon? The LMG, heavy, loyal, and completely unapologetic. You get faster aim down sight, no sprint penalty, and the ability to suppress reality itself. While everyone else sprints into chaos, you move like a force of nature, slow, steady, statistically inevitable. Your bullets don't kill, they convince. They whisper to enemies, go prone, rethink your life choices. And here's the trick. That speed boost, it's not about running faster, it's about never stopping. You maintain baseline sprint even while lugging a gun big enough to qualify as a war crime. You're the squad's ammunition dealer, medic, therapist, and passive-aggressive dad. When someone screams, need ammo, you're already there, silently tossing a crate and muttering, maybe aim better next time. Support is the rhythm section of war. Never flashy, never thanked, but without you, the music stops. You are the heartbeat of teamwork wrapped in 7.62 NATO. And when you drop that LMG, plant your bipod, and hold the trigger until time itself begins to stutter. That's not suppression, that's spiritual dominance. After years of chaos, DICE finally remembered what Battlefield used to be, structured madness. They looked at 2042's everyone can do everything philosophy and said, let's undo our crimes. This class system isn't nostalgia, it's penance. It forces identity back into a franchise that forgot what teamwork meant. Now, every class has its sacred role again. Assault charges, Recon observes, Engineer sustains, Support endures. The developers aren't just balancing gameplay, they're teaching morality. They're saying, pick a role, accept your suffering, contribute to something greater. It's almost religious, except instead of faith, you have attachment points. And honestly, it works. For the first time in years, Battlefield feels like Battlefield again. Not just a sandbox for chaos, but a philosophy of coordinated destruction. Even with the new RedSec Battle Royale on the horizon, the same truth applies. You win not because you're the best, but because you understand the system. You play your role. You commit to the absurd. Battlefield doesn't reward ego. It rewards obsession. And if that isn't a metaphor for life, I don't know what is. Every Battlefield match is a miniature tragedy. You spawn, you fight, you die, you respawn, an endless loop of violence and hope. It's Shakespeare with better explosions. The joy isn't in victory, it's in the futility. You know it's temporary, you know the match resets, but you fight anyway because that's what it means to matter, even briefly. Battlefield teaches a lesson schools never could. Life is chaos, teamwork is fragile, and your KD ratio means nothing in the face of orbital bombardment. But the beauty is that we keep trying. We keep reviving, repairing, reloading, requeuing, because somewhere in that noise, we find meaning. And maybe that's what DICE wanted all along, not a shooter, but a shared existential breakdown disguised as fun. And there you have it, the grand design behind Battlefield 6. Not just a game, but a cruelly efficient simulation of hope, failure, and the human condition. You now know every hidden edge, every class quirk, every pointless advantage that secretly rules your matches. Will this knowledge make you better? Probably not. But it'll make your suffering intentional. Tap your shots, play your role, pretend your team appreciates you, and when you inevitably explode into a fine red mist of regret, just smile. Because that, my friends, is the point.